Hi, it's Jen from Shabby Fabrics with a special quilt today. You might recognize this. We did this a while back. It's called Riviera Rose by Nancy Rink. We introduced this, I think it's been 2 years ago now. People love this quilt. We've been looking for the right collection to reintroduce that. Gentle Spirit by Marcus Fabrics spoke to me, and we coupled that up, and you're seeing that here. It's such a soothing, pleasing, beautiful quilt, good size. I love the combination. We get to do some piecing, but we also have that lovely applique that just accentuates and frames our beautiful patchwork and shows that off. And of course, you know, we have been able to prefuse and laser cut all of that applique for you. So none of that tracing, none of that cutting. Your shapes will be perfectly cut for you. Peel off the paper backing, iron everything down, and you're on your way. We're literally making these kits right now, so we are offering this to you on a reserve. If you've been watching, you know what that means, but maybe that's a new term to you. What that means is you can reserve your kit for just a $10 deposit. That is going toward the cost of your kit. You can reserve this gorgeous coordinating backing, which this quilt absolutely deserves that after all your work, to have a beautiful, perfectly coordinated backing. You can make a $5 deposit. Again, that's going toward the cost of the product. Once those are completely, perfectly cut and assembled, and we get them on your way, we bill you for the difference. Free freight if you're in the United States, anytime your order is over $75. And if you are one of our quilting friends somewhere else in the world, we still offer those discounted rates internationally. So be sure to reserve your kit and backing. Limited quantities, just like always. When you make a quilt that's got these many elements going on, you need some ingredients. And you know, I just realized, kind of taking a glance again at that applique, we have this beautiful, it's such a sweet, I love the color combination. It's a sulky 5-piece 50-weight cotton, super affordable. That's what we use to stitch down all of our applique, so you can reserve that as well. Just do that. Just go quilt, backing, thread, get it over with. Anything else that you might need, I'll just touch on that. If you need these items, grab them at the same time you grab your kit. Maybe you have everything. I always like to show you what we're doing so there's no surprises when you get your kit, you're ready to go. We have a nice wide field out here for our applique. For that reason, normally I have a 6.5 inch wide by 24.5 inch. We needed a bigger field for our beautiful applique, so I actually have the 8.5. I like when our big ruler is at least the size of my outer borders, if possible. And that's not always possible, but in this case, if you grab the 8.5, not an absolute imperative, but it's a nice one to have. A lot of 2.5 inch cuts on this one, certainly on this border, your binding, and all of these are 2.5. This 2.5 inch by 24.5 inch is going to get a serious workout with this project. It's great also anytime you want to cut your own jelly roll strips. You don't always have to go find a jelly roll out in the market. When you've got this ruler, you can cut your own strips. So it has other missions besides this particular quilt. Another 2.5 inch, but shorter. It's great to cut our long strips, but then once we have those long strips, it's nice to start working with a smaller ruler. 2.5 by 12.5. We have a lot of the 4-inch finish, so the 4.5 inch creator grid. Again, a nice to have ruler. The corner clipper played a significant role for us in this. Right here, I don't know if you can see, there's a seam right here. This was a rectangle. We put our square on the corner and we do the sew and flip. The corner clipper is a great time saver for that. If you want to know more about that ruler, you can always check out the video. Other aids and things that we used, anytime I'm doing precise piecing these days, you might have seen that. I've got the seam tape on my machine, the diagonal seam tape, and I usually have a seam guide as well, keeping me true and honest to that 1/4 inch seam allowance, which will help our blocks measure precisely what they need to be measuring going into the project. Patchwork pins, the fresh rotary blade, you know the drill, and of course, don't forget, whatever your favorite thread is, fresh 50 weight cotton, and we love our Aurifil, of course. So be sure to grab your kits, limited amounts, your backing, your thread, and any notions you might need. Thanks for giving me a few minutes of your day to show you this beautiful new quilt available exclusively from Shabby Fabrics.